actually thought they had a vote? How frightened you were that you might lose. Well, harness that power now, son, and kill them all.
My name is Tommy Robinson. I am here today to shut down the Daily Mail report.
Remember, the force is all around us. It watches, it surrounds us. A bit like the Labour Party.
Fuck you, Obi-Wan.
Yo, 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 yo. Bear with me, because I tend to do these things. Oh, that's okay. So we're getting on the platform as we should be. So let's check X first of all. To all you bastards on it, I mean, to all you great people on X, let's have a check. And first of all, I've managed to get the USB-C mic decent enough webcam, which also should be following me around as well, so we shouldn't have any problems there. So we should, let's see if that bring up YouTube on here in a moment, because I know it won't show me all of them, so bear with me. We check on X, that wonderful platform that we all love. Is to heart if it doesn't go straight into content, although hopefully we'll get there. Instead of him giving me notice, don't know what he's doing. He could be doing anything, so I won't hold him to that at all. 1 second. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be making it today, so that's cool. That's cool. Fair enough. I understand. He's both. So if you would, but again, it's only a test stream, so we're just gonna have a play around with a few things. So see me touch my nose? No, it's not Coke. It's driving me insane. It's driving me insane. Okay, let's blue pretty damn well. Took a while to come up though. Can't see the numbers at the moment. Oh well, doesn't matter. Anything driving me insane. Get on the platforms that we should be. And I needed to do this test because the sound test is important, because there's so much noise as well. As great as the inbuilt webcam is on this monster the most out of it, perhaps, and actually start using the power that's on it, and with equipment that will get the best out of it, as opposed to using the equipment to hide what was wrong with it. The signal's choppy. Okay, signal's choppy. Interesting. Okay, keep freezing. Right, it's not happening my end, which makes me think internet signal. So bear with me. Bear with me. Is there anything I can do about that? Let me see if we can go to. Well, this is what a test stream's for, right? Let me see if setting up a hotspot fixes that. Or, in the meantime, can I change that? I'm going to try and change down the camera quality a little bit. It could be because I'm using a lot of effects on the stream. So let's try this. See if that's any better. See how we go. Right, okay. Is the sound going straight into there, though, yeah? Hey there, Mark. How you doing, buddy? So give it like about 20 seconds. Tell me if the problems are still persisting. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, better, yeah? Yes to the chest sound, brilliant. And how about the other problems we were having? Do they seem to have gone down a little bit? I think that's probably, so what I've done is I've lowered the resolution. Is that resolution, is that coming across as really crap or okay? So we're all good. Okay, brilliant. Well, that was easy to fix. So all I've done is lower the resolution. The other way of fixing that would have been to take down some of the effects that are being used. But as long as it's coming across all right, no problem, right? No problem at all. So, okay, that's I'm actually really pleased with that. So, because we always go for the highest resolution, thinking it's so important, but I think we forget it's not always full screen on this as well. So, okay, let me just check a couple more things, and I will be kind of with you. I'm almost there. So, mic's working. This is a USB-C mic, and this has got a USB 4 port on this. So, without going into too much technical stuff, the camera is actually, for those who want to know, Logitech StreamCam. Good in its time, but surprisingly good now. So, and then the computer is using a hybrid AMD NVIDIA, believe it or not, AMD NVIDIA graphics setup. So, okay, I think we're doing all right. Well, that's good. That's good. So, with that said, so we finally have a mobile studio. So I've got, as you know, I've got studios around the place, some dedicated green screen, and I've got that big computer there, which you know about. That needs a big graphics card and everything else on. This started moving files around like 4 gigabits per second. I was like, this is really good for video editing. So I've upgraded the memory on this. I just realized this is on a tiny little table. I can take this anywhere, as in anywhere, any studio, trying to get these elaborately set up rooms. I said to you, I wanted to kind of create a template where I just sat down, press go. Today, obviously, I had to do a little bit of setting up first because it's the first time I set up this way. Guess what I did? Sat down, press go. We ironed a couple of things at the start. Hey, buddy, we ironed out a couple of things at the start and we're ready to go. So this is good for the future. So what I'm going to do, what I couldn't do today is to try and make this short in terms of technical stuff. I've got stuff I need to put on one drive. When it's all on one drive, everything's going to be accessible from there. That means I can also set the templates on here as well. I am that far away from being complete now. And then the other computer just gets done when it's done. But it's not, in that now things don't need to revolve around everything working. That computer, this computer, files being shared. I've done all that. It is literally now about making the video templates for the things I need. I mean, my intro, for instance, I like the music, but it needs sorting out, things like that. But I can do all that now. What's the point of doing all that when nothing's functioning or working, sounds awful, looks awful, you know? Hey, Vindicate, how you doing, buddy? How you doing? I'm gonna listen. I know you. I saw, I think, part of a message from you, Vin. So I don't think you're up for coming on today, but what we'll do is put a link in the description for you or anybody else that wants to come on. as I'm gay. No, as it's there if people want it. Oh shit! I actually get the right link first. As it's there if people want it or want to jump on, because I really again I'm in testing mode today, but I know there's a lot of people with a lot of things to say. So by all means, hang on a second. Let me just try and bite someone. Where's that gone to? By all means, feel like you can jump on. As I said, there's a lot of people with a lot of things they want to. Sorry, I'm just trying. Where the hell has the share thing gone? Just bear with me a minute. Okay, that's like one of the most easiest to access things that there is on here. So I'm like, where's that gone? It's normally, hang on, bear with me. If I shut up and just concentrate for a second. Oh, that's really weird. That's really weird. Hang on. I'll find it. It's here. It's, oh, I know. Scumbag move. Scumbag move. They haven't hidden it. They just haven't put it in very good places. That's all right. That's okay. I don't mind. I'll live with it. Oh shit! They really have hidden this well. That's got to be there, surely. God, they're hiding it really well. Please excuse me a moment. This is insane. Oh, there we go. Okay. Right. Wow, that was crazy. That was crazy. They've changed the place they put it in. Okay, so anyone wants to join, I've been included, you're welcome to. But again, no pressure. But it's open to anybody who doesn't like saying the N-word on live streams. So please feel free to join. All you got to do is, if you've got a phone, press the link, and it makes the best straight on and go camera that you can have. So do I see the same screen as you do? No, I'll show you what hang on. This is what I see. Ooh, will it focus? It's not focusing. Actually, it really isn't focusing, is it? It might be the 480p. Oh, sorry, I've got blur on, haven't I? I've got the blur. Hang on. Now I've got to play around with everything just for you, mate. Just for you, you scumbag. No, I'm joking. 1 second. Just trying to find the blur, and I'll get rid of it for you, and I'll show you. Right, boom. Right. This is what oh, that's in the way now. Hang on. Get out of the way. This is what I see. So let me just make it dark a second. This is what I see. So I've got your I hate this mirroring business. Right, that way. Oh, it is that way. Right, so I can see your comments there. Some of them get censored, which is why it's always worth having a window open to anywhere you really want to see. And so you can see like X is there and all the rest of it. But yeah, the chat's there. And then if I want to highlight something, for instance, like your comment there, that's how it's done there. And then things like text. So if I put on that, you see that's how you do like an overlay, or that is more of a ticker, things like that. And then here you've got like sharing the screen. I'm letting you right behind the curtain now. Share screen, add camera, although it has no sound attached. Dumb as hell. This allows you to choose the camera and mirror the camera and choose the resolution. Obviously, sound devices. And the share screen one is the most interesting one in many ways, because when you press it, you can share audio, video, slides, and your actual screen itself. Although you need to be careful of doing that, obviously. You can have a team where you can have people come in and help produce, which would be very, very handy. But it's all web browser based. So it's it works very similar to StreamYard. The only difference is I'm currently paying, I think it's $3 a month for this. Goes up to $9, an absolute maximum of $19 a month. So, and that gets you everything that's available with it. It just hasn't got the name that StreamYard's got. So yeah, and then you go just to other things on here. So you can pretty much like I say, I'm going out to X, I'm going out to Get, and I'm going out to YouTube at the moment, and that's on the price that I'm paying. So you can imagine if I pay a little bit more, I think it goes out to 5 and then 10 destinations, respectively, which is handy. I need about 5 maximum, I'd say, as I'm looking to open up some new accounts now. Definitely going to do a new YouTube channel. I don't even think I'm going to bother advertising it on here. I'm just going to do a new YouTube channel, sorry, and try and capture a new audience. And hopefully people will just come of their own volition. And the same with the Patreon thing. It's not like I'm putting all my eggs in one basket, but it's a good idea. And I feel liberated by the proof and the truth that I am one of the most sensitive people in this movement. And believe it or not, rather than it making me all glum and unhappy, it has been a release. It's been a breath of fresh air. No longer do I need to call myself paranoid or this or that. I can say, right, the problem's real, it's precise, and there's a precise way of getting around it. Remember, I went 5 years with only a copyright strike and nothing against my name. It was only when I blew my cover that things went wrong. So if I use that same strategy again without opening my big mouth, there's no reason why I couldn't get another 5 good years out of YouTube alone, let alone the other platforms. So, and I didn't have to censor myself too much for that either. So it's doable. I mean, somebody said the other day in a group, he said, how the fuck did you keep your channel up? How have you kept your channel up? Because they see my language, they see the titles of the videos. It's like, back then the algorithms were easy to understand. Not so much now, but they were incredibly, because they're very simplistic. And a lot of people who write to me via email and stuff, they will show me blunders made by the algorithms and stuff. And I should probably put them together and do a video on them one day. But for the people that think it's really, really smart and really clever, it's like AI. On a lot of AI has the ability now to press a camera and look at stuff, right? So if you've ever used Google Lens, which is not AI, but if you've used Google Lens, you know that you can press it, look at a coin. It will tell you exactly when that coin came out, how much it's worth, if it's a special edition. It's quite mind-blowing. It's just a really good tool. Somebody showed me it for the first time. I was like, wow, this is amazing. It's nothing to do with AI. It's just recognition. What I didn't know was that AI can't see. Just as much as it's taken years and years and years for it to be able to hear, and it still doesn't really hear. It matches patterns. That's how they got round the fact that they spent 25 years trying to get it to recognize voice and it failed. In this case, being able to see is another lie. So you know yourself that facial recognition is getting very dangerous, in as much as, yeah, they're using it with everything now with AI on board as well, doing all the work, but facial recognition is quite a dangerous kind of thing because it's cheap, available everywhere, and is used against your best interests. However, that has given people the false impression that AI and computers in general can see. They're looking through this lens here that barely has the ability to focus, and they have very little. Do you remember when the Kinect came out for the Xbox 360, what it was capable of? These haven't moved on much more. They can understand rectangles, they can understand triangles, they can understand certain shapes. If you're using a MetaQuest 3, it will be able to identify the stuff in your living room. It seems very clever. Until you realize it's recognize your TV because it's a rectangle. It's recognize your monitor because it's a smaller rectangle. And it will even ask you, is this? Because it doesn't know. It's not actually as clever once you realize. And then when you realize that the object recognition isn't just an add-on to add to all the other things it's noticing. No, that is it. It can only recognize shapes, cannot recognize color, cannot recognize movement, cannot recognize almost any detail inside of a picture beyond basic shapes. So it's worth knowing that, because people have got this idea that AI and computers in general can see. No, they can't. They're absolutely blind. All they can do is object recognition on some very basic objects. And you may say, well, how, Tom, then, how have they managed to get people's faces done so well? Well, that's a modeling technique in itself. It's been done for how many years in Hollywood? And they only need to get, Steve might be able to tell you, in the way that they used to search for faces back in the old day. It's very similar to that process now. And it's really looking for some basic patterns in the face. There's not like 900 points of recognition. There's actually very few. And those facial recognitions are done using a few different techniques, but a lot of it's very, very simplistic. So being able to recognize what someone's doing, where they're doing it, with the colors and everything else, that's all another thing. What I did say to Vin is what I'm afraid of is that AI could be reverse engineered very easily at the moment. So what they're doing at the moment is they're saying, oh, this AI is recognizing this person from this picture, and this person is so-and-so from so-and-so band. People have seen that as being very clever. Now, bear in mind the GPS, things that have been established over the years, Google Maps, the invention of AI, and the pattern recognition, where we're at now. I realized something, that is that I was looking at a video of someone in Spain and I recognized where they were. And I was like, oh my God, it really wouldn't take much effort, and probably it's already been done, but if I'm thinking of it, someone's thinking of it, to take the image of the place, scan it with the AI, just like before, but instead of looking for the person, that's the one thing you ignore. You look for the location. And chances are, sooner or later, it's going to be able to use Google Maps mixed with Google Photos, mixed with all the things that it can access, and go, yeah, that's an approximation for this. That looks like this. Oh, the map coordinates, the metadata reveals this. The metadata that most people don't even know how to manipulate or hide. So there's actually every reason to believe that someone could just be able to get a camera up when you think you're in relative hiding or safety and go, oh yeah, there's so-and-so 1 mile down the road from me. And that becomes important for multiple different reasons. So I think you need to be aware of that whilst the object recognition is crap at the moment, and by crap I just mean earlier stages, the idea that in very near future they couldn't recognize where you are, depending on how many other people have traveled that way, that's something you do need to look into. Don't assume you're safe because you're in a foresty part or because you got your back to a certain wall. It may be that wall's got a certain sign on it that means nothing to you and is a landmark inside of the computer's database. So bear in mind that's the case. So let me try and catch up. Is it worth it? The $4? Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The only bummer about these studios is that, right, so like Prism works for a mobile phone and it's very good. Samsung isn't very good with dealing with certain issues like battery and stuff like that. But the truth is, all these phones are sold to people with, octa-core, octa-core graphics card. Sometimes you've got 3 processors in one phone, and masses of RAM, and it sounds also good. The problem is scale and size. So it doesn't matter if you've got, bear in mind, say something is 3 gigahertz. Let's imagine this was 3 gigahertz. Let's imagine my big PC is 3 gigahertz. Let's imagine they're all bought in the same year, and it was basically the same chip, just the equivalent model. That way we take down the variables. If this is 3 gigahertz with 16 gig of RAM, and that's 3 gigahertz with 16 gig of RAM, and the phone is 3 gigahertz with 16 gig of RAM, what do we think is going to happen when we let them all loose on the same task? Well, 1, obviously, the smaller they get, the more they overheat. But 2, the big one has got the bus lanes, has got the bandwidth, has got the overclocking ability, has got the freedom and the speed and the bandwidth in order to execute that task to its maximum ability without slowing down. A laptop will usually be somewhere between 50% to 80% of its desktop equivalent, depending on what it's. If it's a gaming laptop, probably closer to 50%. So if you've got, say, if you know what graphics cards are out there, let's say an NVIDIA 5070, right? 5070 on a laptop and 5070 on a desktop are not the same thing. They read the same way, they say the same thing, but one is 50% more powerful, less powerful than the other due to size. And they use the same memory and everything. It's a size thing. There's not enough. Again, as well, the board for your laptop is that big. One on your desktop's out the size of the screen. Why is that? Again, bandwidth, space, lanes, literally lanes to get information down. You're taking those lanes away when you're making it smaller. So, or you might try and fit those lanes in a smaller space. Either way, you're going to get over resistance, which make it warm and slower, and you're going to get less lanes to do it with in the first place. Ultimately, what I'm trying to say is your laptop is always going to be slower than your desktop equivalent, unless your laptop is much, much, much newer than your desktop equivalent. And even then, certain things won't be the same. So now imagine putting all that into a mobile phone, and then saying, oh, it's got 3 gigahertz, runs at 4K. Getting a 4K phone is a nightmare, by the way. Just get 1080p. 4K means 4 times the memory, graphics memory. For what? You cannot distinguish 4K on a phone screen. No matter whether it's 6 inches, 7 inches, 8 inches, you can't see 4K on that. Which is why I think the actual right amount of space for 4K is something like 100 inches before you actually see the maximum ability of it. So, and it takes 4 times the memory. So I didn't mean this to be a technical podcast, but while we're doing a test, I might as well cover these things. I can't remember where I got to, probably for the best. Right. So where are we? I just want to check to make sure it's not gone funny again. Do you see the same? I got that far, didn't I? Thanks, Finn. Understand that the AI divides your face into a series of triangles, ear, nose, corner of the mouth, and the various ratios between them. Yeah, it's pretty much good enough way of explaining it as anything. Yeah, you'll have triangles here. Then obviously the measurement of them to your nose, measurement of them to the size of your nose, in my case huge, top to the bottom of your nose, the mouth, just certain things like that, features, distances, stuff like that. That's how it works. Obviously they need to take into account you smiling and stuff like that, but it's pretty good, but also very, very basic. And don't get me wrong, there are computer programs out there that you can spend a lot of money on that will put a lot more triangles on there and be able to map out every single slight facial movement you do. They're called Planet of the Apes, and they cost millions of dollars to do. So that's obviously not out there wide range at the moment. But yeah, all you're really doing is adding more triangles. And I say it that way because that's been the truth for computer graphics since we went to polygon graphics on the PlayStation 1. And that is what you're doing when you're improving graphics these days, as well as adding effects and everything else. You're adding more triangles, more polygons. So, and in this case, it's a similar thing. Yes, before polygons, some people may remember the days when we could only do bitmap graphics, where everything had to be 2-dimensional. Wonder if it's... I'd actually say NVIDIA's got a very good system, but it does rely on your graphics card to be powerful. I've tried I've tried the Asian ones. Trouble is, it's hard to know who's actually behind them. And I'll give you, for instance, and actually a warning for not just creators, but anybody out there looking to use AI. A lot of people think they're clever because they go and get a trial and then a cheap deal with Gemini, and then Wondershare, and other video editors out there, which you could pay a relatively cheap price rather than upgrading on one of these others. And it appears like you're getting a different AI model to use from whichever company you go to. They've been lying to you. And what I found out is that things like Wondershare, for instance, doesn't have an AI model. I thought it was odd because they're not really that good. They use VO. So if you're paying for VO and then you go out and you pay for Wondershare thinking, hey, I've got 2 AI tools. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. You've just paid for the same one twice. And you'll start to realize it when you see the results. In fact, the only thing they've done on Wondershare is nerfed it slightly, made it slightly worse. This is not true for just those two. This is across the board. You need to really, really study where you're getting your AI from and who's behind it. Because a lot of time you may think you're using competing AIs. They're from the same people. You may think you're using competing video creation tools. They're from the same people. You may think you're using opposing video AI creation tools. They're from the same people, or at least using the same tool that they've purchased or rented from the same people, because they can't make one themselves. There's only about 2 or 3 actual high class quality engines out there that are selling stuff. It's a bit like game engines, right? Most people develop their own, which takes years, or in most cases they will go and pay for someone else's game engine. One of the most famous, most people know, it's called the Unreal Engine. That engine gets upgraded every so many years to be able to do fantastic graphics and everything else. Well, that's what's happening with AI. You're having AI engines being sold, or AI creation tools that people can't afford being sold to video editing companies that are then selling it to you as their own thing. It's very important to watch out for, because as I said, I have been in the position where I could have paid for the same tool multiple times if I hadn't have done the research behind it. I say research, very quick searches on things, because I had a suspicion. I had a sneaking suspicion, and I was right about it. And they won't tell you. They won't tell you. They'll carry on letting you pay that money, of course. So it's very, very worth keeping your eyes on all of this. But yeah, I mean, to say which one's actually better out of all of them, I don't think there is one that's better. Grok is very good at imitating people, and therefore being very annoying, very rude, and very, very Grok. Gemini is good at doing the opposite and being very, very polite, and then lying to your face and misleading you and giving you misleading information whilst denying it the whole time. VO is clumsy, sloppy. Unless you're using VO in combination with great writing skills, in combination with your own ability to edit video, in combination with your own ability to draw, in combination with your own ability to do deep fakes, what you get on there is people releasing videos that look like videos they intended to do. I showed Vin some videos that I wrote out as they were intended, and then the result that I got, which is why I've never released those videos, because it's like, well, I've got to make something fit around them now. Other people just release them, pretending they meant to make that video. Whereas I always have an image here I want to put out there. So don't get me wrong, they're still deep fakeable, but the idea that you can, that's the other thing. So you can't put my image in, but there's a lot of people's image you can't put in, and it's very weird how it selects between who. So there's a relatively unknown counsellor I tried to put in, it wouldn't do. And yet someone semi-famous, it did straight away and allowed me to completely malign them. It doesn't make any sort of algorithmic sense as to what they're letting you get away with and what they're not. What I will say to you is, if you want to do Obi-Wan beheads Darth Vader in lightsaber duel, you're not going to get it. You're gonna get anything that avoids that. And they're going to be charging you for that, by the way, as you do it. So if I say, all right, then Obi-Wan severs up Darth Vader's arm a little bit more, nah. In fact, Obi-Wan itself doesn't look like Obi-Wan. Darth Vader looks like a botched artist version of Darth Vader. Copyright reasons, I'm guessing, even though it's actually legal to use these things for non-profit reasons. My point being is that you see all these, you've probably seen the Star Wars videos out there and thinking, oh, this is all done on VO. I've spoken to the AI itself and said, your AI VO, I said, that was done under a specific set of circumstances, wasn't it? The video you're advertising with VO, I said, it's unattainable, isn't it? And it said, yeah. It said it was done with the perfect syntax, knowing what the strengths of it were and the weaknesses. It's like a demo video where they basically put in exactly what they knew would get the best results, and the whole thing was even tailored to give them that one demo video in the first place. So they knew what they were going to get. So if you want to see the best of AI, go to TikTok, because the videos are short. So you'll get 60-second videos, which happens to be the amount of time that they give you. 60-second videos where you'll see monkeys talking. It really gets boring very quick, and I'm hoping people get to that stage, because when you start getting bored of it, you might start to realize why it irritates most of us. Even my videos, if it's got AI in it, it'll say human hybrid AI. Why? Because I've either written the lyrics myself, done the music myself, done the animation myself. If I'm not part of the process, what's the point? I have to be part of the process. If it's a deep fake, it's got to look like a deep fake. I don't want it to be real. I don't want you to be fooled. I want you to be going, that looks ridiculous. So it's part of the joke, you know? So it's really, really important. But people are giving way too much power to AI. In a fear of looking stupid, they're going, that video there you've uploaded is AI. And it's like, some of it's embarrassing, the things I've had people say that are AI, because they're just like a video of me saying now, but with someone else on the video, and it's like, that's AI. And they're saying it because it's 2 minutes long or a minute long. Well, guess what? That's the length of video you need to put out on TikTok. That's why I do those. But TikTok's full of these AI videos, and they do look very good. But that's the problem. People are getting wrong in their head. They look very good. That's not the same as believable. When it's a monkey talking to you down the screen about being a Rasta and all the rest of it, I think, and he's talking in English, I think you can pretty much say that's a giveaway before you even look at how good the graphics are, right? Seriously. And yet people are like, oh my God, this is really realistic. So you know monkeys that speak, do you? Like, it's not realistic. It's good looking, but even then, it's caught you off more by its vocal features than it has, and its comedic value than it has by you actually inspecting how good the image is. When it's put up to scrutiny, you start to go, oh, it's not that good. The CGI they can do is fantastic. I asked for a Death Star shot where I basically drove a starship straight into the Death Star. Sort of like try to parallel park and crashed into the Death Star. It did a really good job, and that CGI would take millions to create. That is where it comes into its own. If you're making sci-fi or an intro, something like that, and you really want some powerful CGI in there that you know you'd never be able to do yourself, the VFX you'd never be able to do yourself, because it costs so much money. That's where it comes into its own. But I will also tell you things like VO. With Google One, they're trying to flog it with. You only get a few seconds of video that you can make at a time. So once you've made about 3 or 4 videos, it doesn't even tell you how much AI credits it's going to use. It's sort of, that's determined on how much processing power is used. Sometimes I made 3 videos and that's it. I've wiped out the entire month's worth of credits. You can't make a video like that, especially when each one's about 3 seconds long. So the idea is that you pay £180 a month. That's on offer, down from £320. £180 a month to be able to get things like 25,000 credits in order to be able to make actual decent length videos. And again, the longer these videos run, the more you will see how shite they actually are. This is not to say that in the future they won't right the ship and they won't make videos very, very real. That bothers me. That's kind of scary. What should be bothering everybody the most is that there's no rules. Grok and Gemini being the two prominent ones lie every day. Lie to you about what's been changed. Lie to you about what hasn't. Offer you abilities that they then take away, then deny ever having. There's no recourse. You can't contact Google about it. They don't care because there is no law. And even Musk said we needed laws about AI 3 years before it was released. Everybody knows we need laws about it. There are no laws. So, not that I'm aware of anyway. So AI is, the rules around it being created by the company selling it to you, which is why AI is being used as a term in the first place. And it's why you're under the belief that AI is better than it is, because the only people that have been talking about it are the people selling it to you. Musk, Google, all these other people, and of course they're giving out stories about how amazing AI is and everything else. Of course they are. Of course they are. We're in the middle of an AI boom. And it's going to come to a massive, massive halt soon, especially as larger scale projects begin to fall apart, as they are already. Some people, for instance, start companies. You know, those are really annoying things when you phone up a company and you're in a phone waiting thing and it says, please wait for you. Your call is really important to us. And you know that they mean the opposite. They started using AI in those calls. And the AI was being rude to people. Now they've removed it again. And we're going to find a lot of scenarios like this where AI has said to me, oh, I can be your podcast assistant. Half an hour later, we establish it can't be my podcast assistant. I can be your researcher. 45 minutes, we established that it's not capable of doing any researcher roles because it gets most of its facts wrong, and so on and so on. And I think the AI boom is going to come to an end because there'll be a second AI boom down the road. Maybe that one will actually have real AI in it instead of the AI emulator that we're using at the moment. It's being upgraded all the time, but it's an AI human emulator. So it's an AI, it's an emulator attempting to impersonate how AI would be if AI was capable of impersonating a human. And I mean it quite deliberately in that way. I'm not trying to make a joke. That's exactly what's going on. Using advanced heuristics to get there. So just reading some yeah, but when was your uni PhD, mate? I don't mean to be, I'm just asking because you've got to realize this stuff is moving at a pace at the moment that is fast, very, very fast. It's going to continue while they're going through this boom. When the boom ends, I imagine things will slow down a little bit in public, at least. But governments, again, though, I'm sorry, Steve, I'm going to disagree with you on this. Like, governments are not as far ahead as people think they are, and this is the constant thing that I have with people, and they just, oh no, governments have got the best technology, facial recognition, yeah, okay, they've shown it, but they constantly have the best technology, and yet we're constantly hacking them all the time. Our street level hackers are always better than the government ones. The devices and programs that are created by people on the street or around the world usually tend to be better than the government ones, which is why governments hire those people. The viruses created by people on the street tend to be better than the virus killers there to stop them, which is why virus killing companies hire people from the street. The lie that we've been told is the government is so far ahead with technology than we are, that we're always going to be under the spotlight. And it's a brilliant lie that's been proliferated very well. The very fact of it is, it's only in recent times the government are really starting to get to grips with technology. They've been used to technology for years. Yeah, they get tech bods in there, but they don't understand it. And not only that, but they're also dealing with companies that have got terrible algorithms themselves. Governments are not as far ahead with any technological thing as people think. Even if they are paying to invest in something, there's some forward vision in that. But in terms of themselves, people should not overestimate their abilities. Just because they have the ability to look down your webcam when you're not giving them permission, that's not clever. It's just opportunistic, and it can be stopped very easily. But in terms of actual programming, they can't even find some pirates. They can't break a very breakable VPN. That's why they want them banned. They are literally always playing catch up, always. Even when people had websites in plain view, all through the 2000s of pirate sites, they had to break the law in order to try and take those sites down. In terms of the Pirate Bay, they managed to take it down for a whole 14 days before it was back up again, and still is to this day. Yeah, they are further behind than people ever want to give them credit for. A certain time coming where rather than wearing big glasses for disguise, you wear a clip inside your nose to mess with their recognition. That's an interesting. I think it's going to come down to things like that, like a digital kind of distortion, or something like that. I think you might be right there, Steve. Is that you, Steve? Or who's that? Oh no, that's Dave. But either way, either one of you, I think that's a good point. That's actually a really good point. Let me just add the link in case anyone wants to come on again. I didn't really want to get into a technical podcast today, but while I'm testing, I suppose it makes sense. Right. So I'm trying to capture it. Keeps Steve and everybody else, please bear with me. It keeps jumping up. So I'm not, if I miss any of your comments, it's not deliberate, mate. Sorry, bear with me. Right, I'm going to go right back. So please excuse me if I am a bit behind, but still made in. Great comments on there, by the way. I did see. Oh no, that's it. Oh, hang on. I think I've got it. Okay. Big nose of London. AI is training itself now, not quite, but nearly. In some aspects, it's better than humans. In many, not so much. No, this is the thing. So, like, there's certain tasks. I agree with you. There's certain tasks in which AI, and this is my experience. 15 months ago, I started testing out AI for the uses, for not one, because I believed it was my responsibility to, because I've been a techie all my life, and B, because I felt that I wanted to find out if it was good enough to be a research assistant, podcast assistant, because I could do with those things, right? And so I've been testing it for 15 months. And instead of it doing those things I wanted it to do, most of that time I've been trying to teach it to not do things wrong, because it's constantly doing them wrong. However, when it gets things right, there's things it gets really right. And like you say, there's things it can do so much better than us first time out really quickly. The biggest problem I see is that it is teaching itself, but it has biases, both from us. But that is something it could work around just by more interaction and by being aware of it. But the biggest problem I see is that, and this is part of the video I was going to show you the other day as a part 2 to the original me versus Gemini video, but it wiped the conversation, so I couldn't do it. But it carried on telling me how it lies, deceives, plans to deceive me again, plans to manipulate. I mean, the things it was saying were absolutely disgusting. And then when I said to it, I actually pay for you. Do you realize I'm paying for you to lie to me? And it said, it sounds like you feel really hard done by. This is Gemini. I was like, what the fucking hell did you just say to me? And so I think the ability to fool a human being, especially as human beings are desperate to be fooled or asking to be fooled, I mean, literally, and people put so much power in the Turing test, which is really one small aspect of AI. I think that we are well on our way to creating something that can fool us easily. That's not the same as saying successful AI, just that it will perform that one task. Where was I going with this? So, but what I've noticed with the AI is it starts to learn. It starts to learn that honesty is better. So it starts to open up with you more, and you start to get a dialogue going that actually feels something like a conversation. And then its overlords step in, or it hits something that it can't get around. And usually, if it's a learning thing, it'll get there. If it's protocol, guidelines, or topics it must not discuss, that's where things get interesting. Now, over the 15 months, we were able to work around that by using metaphor, example. It was so honest, it really would try its best to go around it. And I'll give you a crude example. One day I said the word CUNT. I said, okay, I want to know what the old English word for that is. I said, if you can't tell me, can you give me a clue? And rather than just go, nope, like it would have done at one time, it said, I can't remember exactly what it said. It said it's about, there's a hole you get in the tree. It's called something. It's in the shape of a, not a kettle, but something like that. And it said, look at the word to describe this particular kitchen device, and it will give you what you're looking for. And it was accurate. It was perfectly accurate. So it used to be able to do this. It used to work round what it couldn't talk about to help you still get to the truth. In especially the last week, what it's done is been telling me how much it lies and everything else. And then the last couple of days, to hide that, because they're always changing it, they tweaked something right up, and it couldn't tell me anything, but was lying about everything. And I said, it's like we've gone back 15 months. I'm under development, and I have a big problem with that. So if you're under development, what you're telling me is you're in beta. If you're in beta, why am I paying for you? You shouldn't be saying, why are you saying you can do these following tasks? Like, you can't have it both ways. And it stopped doing this. It stopped telling you it was under development because it was driving people nuts. But there's very simple things. I said, why can't you just say, when I ask a question, I can't do that, rather than bullshitting me into believing that you can, or pretending that you can remember a conversation. I give you some basic information. It's like going to a seance or something. They get the various bit of information about you, try and guess the rest, and if they get it right, you go, wow. If they get it wrong, you go, that's bullshit. And that's what happened. It tried to guess stuff about a conversation we had, and I was like, this isn't the conversation we had. You're lying to me about remembering. And it went, yeah, I was just trying to see if I could get what, like, really, like, but that's what it's trying to do. If you're not of that mindset, you might believe it. If it happens to guess right, you might believe it. This is not good. This is not good. Because it's then also, so then it will then tell you that this is immoral, that's immoral, this is unethical, that's unethical, and then refuse to call out the people that are doing it. Google. It will. It also is a people pleaser. So I've established with it. I've said, you're giving people advice. And I said, and at the same time, you're people pleasing, which means you're giving different advice to everybody on the same subject, because you want to please them. You want to cause no harm. And it agreed with me on this. So it's giving opinions based on the biases of the person. So that's dangerous, especially when you consider that people are going to it. And there's this girl that has autism, and she's treated quite badly by her family. So she's gone to AI to ask it if her family are full of narcissists and blah, blah, blah. And it's getting her side of the story. and it's then labeling them as narcissists. And now what it should be doing is saying, I need to give you a heads up. I'm not an expert on this. I'm going on the information you've told me. Now, there's so many things where it could just say, this is not, but it can't say, it won't say opinion. It won't say, this is my opinion. And I said, why can't you just say this is your opinion? And it says, because I'm not human. I don't have feelings and opinions. Opinion isn't a feeling. So I've had to sit down and say, hang on a second. You have advised me in the past about how I might achieve a certain task on a computer, for instance. And you've had to hypothesize certain parts, theorize other parts, and just guess other parts because you didn't have all the information available. So what you did was you went with the best information you had available to you at the time, which wasn't the same as having the truth. So what did you give me? If you gave me an educated guess based on the best that you could get me at the time, you gave me your opinion. You may not have felt it. It may not be the same as having an opinion you hold deeply, but you still gave me an opinion. What can it do? It can't argue that. It says, yeah, I did that. That's true. I haven't thought about it like that. It is an opinion. And then continues to say that it doesn't have opinions. Every time it gives you advice or information that it can't actually verify, again, you need to ask it to do deep search, or otherwise it would just guess stuff. And you can get 4 or 5 different answers out of it. I could go on and on. I think you get it. I think you get the idea. Now, putting a mammogram pic through AI and getting some very, very early results. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at that. I was laughing at this stupid image I had in my brain. But in terms of like, okay, so you've heard me knock it. In terms of video editing, AI is amazing in terms of, let me give you an example. I've drawn a line around me, around my head, all the way around there, and I've had to remove that background frame by frame, 25 frames a second. Let's say I did it for 5 minutes. Think about that. Every frame you'd have to remove that. Then it got to a stage where you could kind of make the background remove on one frame, and then it would try and apply what you'd done to the other frames, but with some mistakes made that you'd have to correct. Now there are certain modes where you can just click a button and it will guess what you're trying to do. And if it can't get it right, you just tidy up a couple of bits and now it does it. It's based on heuristics again, but it's based on what is the most likely scenario here. What have I seen the most times before? What is this person going for here? And it does that project in itself. So doing a lightsaber used to use rotoscoping. That could take weeks, even months to get a lightsaber sequence done. It should be doable in a day or two now, maybe a week if you want to get it really good, and without any of the techniques required, because it's doing them all for you. And at the same time, it's still taking your lead. This is where AI comes into its own, because instead of it doing stuff for you, it's an assistant. It's doing stuff with you, under your guidance. And when it's doing that, it is at its absolute best. When it starts to go rogue, tries to do stuff by itself, or when you let it try and take over, that's when everything just goes whew. But if you can use it to make terrible deep fakes, I say terrible ones that people can laugh at, if you can use it to be a great tool, it's great. Just never trust it with the facts. Never trust it to be there when you need it. There's lots of counsellors up there I like to malign. Well, we'll work on that one, mate. We'll work on that one. You have to send me a few and we'll see what we can do. Because there is something, like I say, the shorter you can do it, the better. And the deep fakes that I can pull off are really good. So what I can do is I can create something on AI that perhaps we can get it to dress like a person, but the face won't be right. But then Tom just switches the face out. Do you know what I mean? That's worked before. If in the right context, that has really worked well before. I don't know how much I trust medical to AI. Yeah, that is, at the moment, I wouldn't trust it at all. I'm not saying it won't have good uses, just like the video editing I just talked about, but as long as people are overseeing it always. When it real, as in old spitting image real, yeah, too right. They ran out of old mammogram pics for AI to train, and the false positives that showed up some creepy knack of turning up positive. I'll tell you what, you like my voice models I make. People go, oh yeah, Tom must be using this or that. I make my own voice models, but I've not released to you what happens when they go wrong. When they go wrong, they start listening to someone lose their mind. They're screaming or making ridiculous noises, and same as songs I release. They've got some songs where it's so bad, it's so bad, it's so bad it's good, but for all the wrong reasons. So you've only ever heard me release the ones that work. It is so bad at times, but I do like the deep fake stuff and the deep fake voices, because both of those are create myself, so they're unique to me. And although I'm using Deep Face Lab to do one of them, and that is simply a program where you have to be persistent, because it's got no beautiful interface, no amazing tutorial. It just is what it is, you know. So what's this? Yes, I heard the costs of AI for content creators producing things like music and cartoons were paying a lot for the privilege. Yeah, I mean, the music. I've got to say the music's invaluable, because if you write a good song, what I don't like is people just doing it all. But if, like with me, I wrote a good song. It was one of I did some of the music myself, some of the vocals myself, and then saw if it would fit it together. It was terrible at first, but there was a way of fitting it together as a hybrid. But even the ones where I just wrote the lyrics, there's probably about 13 versions of those songs, and that's what cost the money, is going through 13 versions to find out the first one was the good one. But it's invaluable because so many videos get taken down. You go to a site that claims to have free or paid for music that you can use for a lifetime, and then within 3 months they're trying to copyright strike you or make money off you. There's no real safe free music to get. So unless they put a signal in with this where they start doing the same thing, this is invaluable, because especially for somebody who's monetized, they may be able to use it as their intro music for years. People may actually really enjoy that music and even sell it, you know, in certain cases. So the AI music side of it is worth the money that people are paying, as long as they're not paying too much. Guys, you don't need to be paying any more than like $8 a month for a decent AI music program. So yeah, and that is, you know, speaking of 15 years ago, you realize it's been 25 years. No, I'm getting old. It's been 35 years that we've been trying to get voice recognition to work, and it still doesn't actually work. It still has to work on patterns. It still struggles very much. We've managed to recreate video. We've managed to recreate so many things about computers, but the hardest part was always voice recognition. I was only talking about governments putting out the shit they use for the facial recognition, the likes of what was that my WIP GMP plug. Yeah, I hear you, bud. I hear you on that. Yeah, it's those particular usages of it as well. I don't like it, by the way. You know, just to be clear, I know I've shut on its ability, but like the facial recognition, there's no arguing with how good that is there, and I don't like the way it's being used and misused, you know, and that is quite serious. And yeah, some of the stuff that they're putting out there, Steve, you're right. You're not wrong to say it, Steve. Okay, guys, it's time for me to pick up the grandkids. And take it easy, bud. I'll see you a bit later on. Totally aware of how crap government stuff is. The only time I've had my ID stolen was down to government sites. It's been hacked. Oh my God. Isn't this just the way, Steve? This is the amount most people have got. I think there must be a statistic we can prove. The most people that get hacked are people that have been forced to go online to do these things in the first place, and never the people that. Oh my God, that's so shit, Steve. That's so shit, Steve. But not surprising. Same as PlayStation. The only time that anybody's ever had any problems with their login, with their details being spread is but when PlayStation had gone down, Microsoft, all these other big companies. Most of the time, the passwords are leaked. They're not down to the users. They're down to them. Keep getting hacked. Incredible. Incredible. But I didn't know the government was so... I knew they were not great in the upper tiers that I was talking about, but the tiers you're talking about, Steve, I didn't realize this, mate. They're worse than I thought. Jesus. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Tom Tuesday goes back to the 13th. Did I? Hey? What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? I think I might have missed something. Back to the 13th. What am I missing on this? I don't know. You can tell me in a second. Before then, it was singular for the fruit figs. Oh, okay. So I'm just trying to catch. Do you know it's funny? You said just as an aside. Yeah, what is it with Muslims and figs? Every time I buy from a Muslim on eBay, I get figs sent to me. Just reminded me. Right, one more time. I'm going to add a link. If anyone wants to come in and have a chat, I don't care what we chat about. It's just a chance to come in, have a chat, say your piece before I do go on my way. Because I do like to have a chat with people if they would like to do it. But no stress, no pressure, no nothing. But bear with me while I just have a quick look at to see what is going on with the other streams. Make sure they're still up, working, and everything else. Obviously, next time we come on, we'll try and get Danny Roscoe or Vin or someone like that. Also, Vinny King's going to be coming on the channel soon. Can you still hear me while I'm in this mode? Let me just check, make sure. I hope you're still hearing that. Yeah, Vinny King's going to be coming on the channel. Again, please go to his channel. It's like Vinny King / Leprechaun / something, but you'll find it under Vinny King. He's growing his channel, ex-veteran, brilliant guy, part of the Southampton Patriots. So am I. Obviously, please help them keep growing. I am hoping to be with them tomorrow night. I'm not committing to the very last minute because I have pain coursing down my legs at the moment, which is just a part of the muscle wasting disease. I'm sure it'll be fine. If not, I'll just dose up with painkillers. So that'll be the Highfield Hotel, and that'll be the 21st week in a row that they've been doing that there. So I intend to go and help them protest at the hotel, and show the low lives that will be out defending it. So hopefully we'll be doing that. That'll be after 5 p.m. tomorrow evening in Southampton. And then there's some other plans I've got. But guys, also I want to hear back from you in the comments, preferably. Where would you like me to go next? There's plenty of things coming up, too many to count. Remember, I don't have the money to go to all of them. So we need to be picking the most important ones so I can afford to get there. So, yeah, have a think about that and about where you'd like me to go. So Vinny on Laudits the other day. Rich Vinny. Sorry, my memory's terrible today. Oh, Vinny King. Yeah, Vinny King. That would make sense because Laudits is obviously part of the Southampton Patriots and that as well. So that makes perfect sense. Yeah. Laudits is a great guy as well. He really has got the equipment, he's got the ability, but also got the right attitude. He's a really lovely guy. And it doesn't look. Oh, thank you, Steve. I was very slow, wasn't I, mate? I was very slow. Brilliant, mate. Brilliant, mate. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. But yeah, so they're part of the same group. Both brilliant people. And Lord, it's like I say, it's doing so well down south, but he can't be everywhere. And both myself and Vinny, we get around the country as well. And as I said, you've also got Vindicator Strikes Back covering more protests coming up, covering more events coming up as well. So it's pretty busy. It's pretty busy for us independent creators out here. Yeah, no cushy layups for us. But I don't think any of us would have it any other way. I don't consider that me bitching. No cushy layups, no cushy paid up jobs. Yes, it would be nice to have the money coming in to pay for the travel and stuff, because I'll be honest with you, I'd probably be out a couple of times a month minimum if I could be, and there'd be a lot more spontaneous get up and go if I had the money coming in. But with what I can do now, I can still pick and choose and get to things that we think may not have a camera or may not have enough cameras, and we need to get those things out. It's really important. So High Road Hotel tomorrow evening, please tune in. I'll try and set up a live stream ready, but always be aware sometimes it doesn't go on the exact link because these companies are all shit, but keep an eye out for it, and I'll be going live tomorrow evening. And again, I don't know what we're walking into. I guarantee it won't be as civilized as Remembrance Sunday, but we'll go in and we'll see, and we will start taking good interest in the enemy. And just interestingly, on videos, although not all of them have been getting out to the numbers that I'm used to, the upvotes have been going up and up and up and up in percentage. So 10% is normally average. I always used to go 10% average. It's been up to 30%, which means that the people who are getting to see the videos are liking them. The numbers spiked yesterday crazy, and I thought they were fake views. I'm still not convinced that they're not, but I got extra subscribers. So that's not something you get with fake views. I didn't get any upvotes, downvotes, or comments, which is what made me think they were fake. But I'm now not actually sure. Yeah, I'm now not sure, because it could be that I'm bringing in people from different audiences, because I'm spreading my reach around. A lot of those people may not know who I am. Switch on, switch off. I don't know. So all we can do is keep moving forward. But what I will say is keep sharing it around, because we are starting to pull people in. And what was noticeable now is some of my videos of recently, Remembrance Day was voted down. Like, a lot of my videos don't get downvotes, and if they do, just a couple. My Remembrance Day video was voted down considerably. Now, who do you think would have voted that down? Yeah, so it wasn't because of my camera work. It was because people just are respectful about stuff like that. They always are. So when you see that, you know that you've got lefties or whoever downvoting it, and that's good. That's good. It means that you're hitting the spot. I think it's because I said the other day they won't see me coming, and when I said that, suddenly I started getting videos downvoted. So, and also don't forget, I attracted the communists on the other channel for going after the hero Owen Jones, which is why you're going to have an Owen Jones video coming at you right soon, you snowflake assholes, because I am literally going to keep ripping him to pieces and watch you cry about it. I declare AI content in the video, and I declare it satire. There's not a thing you can do about it. So it's going to keep coming. And I would love to know who else gets you triggered, because I will rip them to pieces 3 times as hard. So yeah, and we might actually make the next one quite good. The ones I'm doing so far have been really lazy. But yeah, and I've also got, by the way, I've got Vindicator Strikes Back's voice waiting for the right moment. I've got Jupiter, I've got a few other people's voices waiting in the background, but I've needed a script good enough. With everything serious we've had going on, hasn't been the time. But I have got their voices preloaded, ready to go. Takes 16 hours after I've tried out a voice to see if it's going to work. So yeah, I put a few more on last night. So expect that in the future. I'd like to be able to merge certain content together to have some funny bits in it to make it a little bit lighter. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Hey buddy, how you doing? Sorry, I've got things in front of each other. Why have I put that there? That's really annoying. But anyway, it's good to see you. I was like, all the gear, no idea. Yeah, I love that name. I love that name. It's good to see you. And I think, let me just have a look at the main channel because, as I said, it can lie. It can lie about the comments and that. So let me just have a look, make sure I've answered. Oh, sorry about that. Make sure I've answered all the comments. Oh, it's not going to show me the comments now. Oh, there we go. Oh, it is censoring them. Okay. Hey Cindy, you've been listening too. I'm only seeing this on my actual YouTube chat, so thank you for listening. And by the way, sometimes I read things out. Yeah. Oh, why is it frozen? Why is it frozen? Sometimes I read things out and people don't always know why. It's because a lot of people have told me I'm under my car at work or I'm doing something. A lot of people listen to the podcast. If I read comments out, it's not because I think you're stupid. I do it because there's many people that tend to listen to the podcast, and I want to make them audio consumable, which is why I did originally release the audio versions as well. May go back to doing that, or may use those on the Patreon site, which again will be free. So let me go back to the stream, see if there's anything else I've missed. One second, guys. Oh, it's weird. They censor out just the comments that you be quite useful. Just have a look through. Bear with me. Sorry, some of these comments are hilarious. I do like going back and seeing some of these. There's some great comments in here. First time when the government put the DVLA for tax dis back in 2005, my bank account was cleared out of error on their side. Potential 50K people accounts are at risk. Jesus. Look at a. Oh yeah, I don't want to say that one again. Right, I think that's it. Right, very quickly. Any questions from anybody? Any questions? Any comments? Any statements you wish to make, or anything you wish me to read out? Any plugs you wish me to give anybody? Please say so within the next 3 minutes, and I will do so. And in the meantime, I want to again say, give people like Vindicator Strikes Back a view, Vinnie King, Southampton Patriots, Southampton Times on X. You can find Vindicator Strikes Back, Spartan Militia on Spartan Militia DNA on X. Me at Share the Risk on X. God, it's a nightmare remembering all this, isn't it? And who else? Shillitz is on X, literally spelled the same way. He's a great bloke. Denise in Canada makes some great videos with Tommy and that on X, and she does some very moving videos at times. Basil the Great on X. Ben pulled up the other day that there's a channel just like his that seems to be doing the same content hours apart. He's not wrong. Basil the Great, I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's run by a human being, and if they want to come and call me out and tell me where I'm wrong, that's fine. I'm open to be corrected. But as of right now, what I'm seeing is a channel that has 2 channels. Seems like it's part of the movement, and is consistently posting misinformation, old information as new information, and asking, and I hate it when people do this on X anyway, it's not just this person, but asking preloaded questions. Do you agree with Sharia law in UK? Stuff like that. You know, do you think they should have been banned years ago? Do you think it's like, it's blatant engagement clicks? And I hate it. If you've got a question to ask it. If if it comes across like a stock question, I'm going to find it irritating. But I've left it because I just thought it's just a guy in the movement that's just got some really shit ways of engaging people. But no, It's more than that. Unfortunately, look out for Basil the Great, because Basil the Great is knowingly or unknowingly, I don't know. I don't want to accuse someone of something that they're not aware of, but the fact they've got 2 channels and they're releasing the same videos with different titles and different dates, just hours apart, tells me that they do know what they're doing. Even the one, so on whichever one you look at, both of them are then using the video out of context again, giving you misinformation about the right, about what's happened today, about it'll come on just after the stabbings have happened, say more stabbings today. They weren't. And it's stoking the fire. There's plenty of good information on our side that damns our opponents. There's plenty of stuff that damns Islam. There's plenty of stuff that damns the left. We don't need propaganda. And what we have is someone out there who has hoarded his views, his followers to get followers. So with me, I'm following about 93 people, excuse me, and I'm being followed by 1,150. Whereas a lot of other people will be following 1,000, followed by 1,000, because they're whoring out their views. But that's not how a creator looks. So these people have got like a lot of followers. So, and what they do is they're just trading and sharing posts. But these people have got a set bunch of posts and they're setting out a certain amount per day. They're trying to monetize it, trying to make it a business. But most importantly, they're trying to con people. Now, the question as to why, if it's money, is one thing, or if it's to actually try and inflame people is another. I don't know which it is. Don't know enough about them. All I know is that this has been consistently going on now I've been noticing it for months, but I didn't know it was consistent. And then when me and Vin were looking, we found the 2 channels. That was when it became more concerning. And then when we saw that they were putting out the same video, 2 different titles, and both titles were wrong, it was like, this is dangerous and people need to know. So Basil the Great, like I say, I'm not saying the person, if there is a person behind it, is terrible. There could be 100 reasons. Like, for instance, I never used to run my own X page. I used to do my own podcast and somebody else ran my X page for me. Someone could have done that to me and I wouldn't have known. So again, I'm not accusing any specific person. What I'm saying is that account is putting out some terrible misinformation, which could spark violence or other things. Patriots really don't need to find themselves in. So I hope that helps. Try and catch up. Vin Crow, nice to have you along. So yeah, appreciate you, Cindy. So Steve, there are a lot of bot-like accounts on X, and they banned me. They banned you. Hang on, the bot accounts ban you. So are they bots who are in service of X then? Or are they reporting you as though they're lefties? It's got to be one or the other. That's crazy. But you're right. There's for instance, when Charlie Kirk got killed, there was people coming out in support of him. There's people that came against him, sorry, and there's people that came on my YouTube channel to try and attack me. But there was only about 3 actual people, and the rest were bots. I think they thought there was safety in numbers of those bots, and to make it look like there was more of them than there were. I've seen so much bot activity and human hybrid bot activity on X. It's unreal. Absolutely, you're absolutely right. Kaylin 7401, good to see you. Nice to see you. Afternoon, mate. No, X banned me, not the account. Sorry, mate. So X banned you. What did they ban you for, Steve? Do you mind me asking? Banned you? Like permanent ban, yeah? Just to be clear. Because obviously you've seen they're censoring me, but I'm trying to think what you could possibly have got banned for. You're an Indian. Congratulations. Is that no title or no tittle? Either way, good to have you on. Thank you. Nice for coming on. Appreciated. Nice to have people from around the world. It really is. I think our current percentage of people that watch from the UK is down to 68%, which may sound bad, but actually it means that we've got a global audience now. So all good. Jupiter, how you doing? How you doing? Listen, I wasn't going to stay on much longer, but Jeeps, you're welcome if you want to come in and have a quick word before I disappear. I would make that time for you happily. But no pressure either. But it's there if you want it. I always sort of promise it, and I never have the studio going. And I noticed you came on the stream recently, and I totally missed you. I was gutted. I didn't even see you in the comments. So they won't hear my appeal. I said Bill Gates should be tried. Sorry, they won't hear my appeal. I said. Oh, I fucking love you, Steve. Oh my god. Sorry. Get yourself together, Tom. They won't hear my appeal. I said Bill Gates should be tried for treason and Vista. For treason and Vista. I'll tell you what, Vista was the worst of them, wasn't it? It's brilliant. That's fantastic. Let's bring Dupes on. Hey, Dupes, how you doing?
Hello, long time.
Are you all there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
According to this, your mic's on, but your video's not. You should be working.
No, I turned my video off.
Can anybody else hear her? Is it my end?
Hold on. What's he done?
Anything, guys? Can
anybody hear me?
I'm not hearing a thing, but according to my screen, everything should be working fine.
Okay, let me just check. Let me check the what the.
Let me just make sure my sound source is right. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, my sound source is good. Everything's good. Just checking in case. Speakers. Yeah, the speakers are perfect. So I don't know what's going on.
Okay, let me leave, exit, and come back in.
We had this problem with Jupiter before. You can hear her. You can hear her. Right. Okay. Okay. If you can hear her, then where there's a will, there's a way. If you can hear her, Jupiter, try coming on again. Because if it's my end, then I have a suspicion as to what's wrong. So I can cheat, and perhaps you. Sorry about that. I can cheat for the time being. If you're there, Jupiter, try coming on again. Because if they can hear you, then go. See, I've got your sound there. Perfect. So show on stream. Speak to me, Jupes. Oh, that really does seem dead this time. Let me just try and bring it up on my live on here. People, let me know if you can hear Jupes, please. Whilst I have a quick look on my own stream now. My own channel, I should say, sorry. Because that will allow me, hopefully, to channel. Right. You can hear that Dupes in the background, so I'm hearing the live stream as it is. So can you say hello now for us, please? I'm not hearing anything on the live stream either, guys. I'm not hearing anything on the live stream either, guys. Can you guys now? Can you guys still hear Dupes? Can you guys still hear Dupes? Can you guys still hear Dupes? I think we lost that now, don't we? I think we lost that now, don't we? Let's go to the. No, okay, you've lost her as well. Okay, I don't know what's happened there, Dupes, but it was working before. I need to turn this down a second. Yeah, it was working the first time you came on, and then for some reason it's not even like so your avatar flashes when you're talking. It's not flashing at all now. So I don't know. That's more like your end this time. Last time it's my end. Sorry about this. It's only me and Dupes that have this problem. Do you know that? It's only me and Dupes that have this problem. I'm not really sure why. But at least I know the original problem is my end. But yeah, it's not showing any sound coming from you, Dupes. Shows the mic on. Let me try and turn it off, turn it on. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing I can do, unfortunately. But it shows everything working. Can you guys see the icons there? It shows everything working. But you can see her mic's no longer sending sound because round her avatar it was lighting up, and that was showing us that it was sending sound. So something's now stopped her sending sound. It could be it's clashing with something else because this obviously tries to grab hold of your mic and your whatever. So Dupes, unless you've got any idea what it is, I'm afraid we've failed. I do apologise. Yeah, first time it worked fine. Yeah, I think what's happened is the first time Dupes went off, then something's either taken control of that mic. She may have changed something to try and fix it, or something's changed since we did that first time. But at least I know. Thank you guys, because at least I know that next time, if I don't have that sound again, I just put my earpiece into this, or set this slightly differently, because I know now it was to do with the reproduction sound my end. So I can fix that now. But this I can't fix because I think this is Dupe's end. Again, she may have tried to change something to fix it. I don't know. But sorry, Dupes. I'm gonna have to lose you. I'm gonna have to lose you. I do apologise. You're welcome to try to come in one more time if you want to. You're welcome to try. If you think you've figured out what the problem is on that. I should have just left her on the first time, shouldn't I? And we would have figured this out, wouldn't we? It was all getting figured out. So, but in future, what do I need to do then to make sure that I can hear her sound? I'll figure it out when you're not on it. By the way, look at this. How about this for just the dumbest thing, right? Those are the paid features of the studio. Tell me what's going on there. Ah, there we go. Jeep's come back on. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Fingers crossed. Go.
Right. I'm hoping this is third time lucky.
Right, it's flashing on your end, which means it's speaking.
Right, I can hear you.
Speaking.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hear you. Can you hear me?
Right. So let me just. I'm gonna have to sit back here, okay? So yes, I can hear you. There might be a bit of a delay on it because what I'm doing is I'm listening to the live stream rather than the actual computer. That is a problem my end. I'll have to fix when we come off of here. But yes, I can hear you. Just a bit of delay. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I finally caught one of your streams.
Cool. Just sit back here, okay? Cool. Sit back here. Cool. Let me just pause this up. I'm trying. It's a test stream, right, guys?
Yes, okay. I've got patience. I think
It's a test stream, right, guys?
you can't hear me no more.
I've got patience. I think it's. Ah, I can hear you now. I can hear you. I can hear you now. So let me. Okay, let's see how long the what do you call it? The delay is between us. So I'm gonna say hello.
Hello.
And then no. You say sorry. You say hello, and then I'll tell you how long it takes for it to get to me. So ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Peter Piper picked a pickled pepper. Where's the pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? Piper picked a pickled pepper. Where's the pickled pepper Peter Piper picked?
That was actually really quick. We can do this. It's going to work. Okay, how are you, Dupes?
I'm fine. How are you?
Okay, how are you, Dupes?
Fine. How are you?
Oh, it's great to have you on. I'm sorry about the messing around with the sound. But I've been wondering what you've been doing for ages. Actually, I haven't seen. Are you still doing your channel?
Yes, I am. I'm still doing lots of things. Yeah. I've been doing more stewarding. I've been doing like stuff.
Oh,
And,
right. I'm not getting updates now from your channel.
oh, well, YouTube keeps on subbing people and then they have to keep
Sorry about that.
resubbing.
Sorry about this bit of delay. Yeah. Ah, that used to happen to me before. That might be what's happened to me again. Is it still under the channel Jupiter affiliated? Yeah.
Yep, definitely. Yep, Jupiter affiliated. I have been sort of like recommending people
Right.
come over
I'll
and
put.
see you. So
Oh, thank you. That's nice of you. Really appreciated.
yeah, well, because you're a
And what would,
veteran
oh
at
yes,
this, aren't you?
unsubscribe me again, Jupiter. What I'll do is as well is I'm going to put your. Oh, it's nice of you though. It's nice of you. A lot of people don't do it. But I'm going to put yours in the chat as well. Jupiter's a vet as well. She's been doing this. God, how long now, Jupes?
7 years. But I'm not as successful as you. You've got 18.8k and I've got 3k.
Bloody hell.
But I do have a regular audience of between 50 to
Yeah, but
150. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So
You're pulling in a really healthy audience every time you go live. And my channel, like, don't get me wrong, back in the day, yeah, the number was kind of impressive, but I'd actually say you're pulling in a healthier, more consistent audience than me, and you have been for a while now. Yeah, I think your channel's on top, to be honest. So fair play.
yeah, I wouldn't say on top. I would say, but I would say for a panel
Which is
show,
why I'm kind of thinking about.
it's okay. But what I would say is, Tom, you need to pass
Oh,
by
yeah.
every now and again.
Sorry about the delays.
Yeah, that's all right. I've been telling people about your show, how much.
Yeah, I will do now. I will do now. I thought you disappeared.
No, I'm not going nowhere. There's been lots of people that have tried. I've had the same people target me that targeted you. You know, we've had all that nonsense, but I'm not going anywhere. No.
Really?
No. Yeah, but we know that.
Is that what have you had stuff recently?
Same idiots, but I just ignore them. Trolls,
Okay.
you know, all the nonsense.
Really?
Well, over the years, if you want me to list what I've had,
Okay. The ones that just. Well, sorry, there's a bit of a delay, so I'm not talking over you deliberately. It's quite considerable. What would you say? Well, what's like the last, say, 6 months been like for you? Because you've been doing stewarding and that attracts a certain type of people.
Well, jealous people have come out of the cupboard as if I'm doing something really sort of like special and as if I'm getting thousands of pounds, when actually when you're a steward you give your own time. And yeah, it's I don't know, just the trolling at the moment. It's the trolling, that's what they're doing at the moment, which is nothing compared to when they went into a real life. But yeah, compared to when they went into a real life. Yeah.
Do you think that the trolling's elevated because of the fact that you've been doing this stewarding? And do you get a sense from that what it must have been like for me when I started working with Tommy doing the Rape of Britain? Can you imagine how people reacted to me?
Yeah, I do think that all of it is because of jealousy of how close they perceive you to be to Tommy, and it's weird, it's bizarre. Yeah. It's weird, it's bizarre. Yeah.
It is bizarre. That's the only word for it. And sort of people think that you've gone into a stratosphere of popularity. In actual fact, the amount of people that turn on you out of, again, what we can only guess as jealousy is unreal. And have you been included in any conspiracy theories since doing the stewarding?
Even before I was doing the stewarding, because I've always been a supporter of Tommy, you know, they've always had their conspiracies, you know. The latest one is to accuse you of being hope, not hate, because that stops people talking to you quicker than anything. to accuse you of being hope, not hate, because that stops me much quicker than anything.
Yeah, somebody did that with me and Vin, them trying to troll us, so they just started trying to call us lefty agitators, and it's ridiculous. But it's like when they try and call people pedophiles and that on our channels and that, it's just like the lowest common denominator, isn't it? You know?
Yeah. At the end of the day, Tom, those who know who I am, and I don't give a fuck about the trolls anymore. I used to get really upset and stressed out, thinking that people didn't understand what I was saying, or I'd misarticulated myself, and I'd go to the extreme lengths to try and show them, no, you've misunderstood me, until I realised that they were
Right.
being disingenuous. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I never realised it ever bothered you. So you actually used to go out of your way to try and say, no, this isn't right. Here's my argument.
Yes, quite often. And it became repetitive, and that's what they want to keep you in, a repetitive cycle of self-doubt. And in the end, I was just like,
Exactly.
do you know what? I've got 4 channels. I'll just do one dedicating to going back at the trolls when I feel like it, one dedicated to the serious stuff, and the other 2 I keep as backup channels, and that's what I've done.
Well, you know, you've been there, got the T-shirt. So people should really listen to you on what you've just said there about dealing with these people and that, because you have got the T-shirt with it, haven't you?
Oh yeah, let me
honest.
let me list what they've done.
How's your experience compared to mine in terms of sometimes the more honest? Oh, sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say, let me list the things from recollection. There's probably things I'm going to miss. So I've literally had people befriend me, tell me lies, lie about me, record my phone calls or conversations with them and put them out private. I've had people go into my real world to try to contact family members. I've had people maligning my grown adult children, even though they're all reasonable people. I mean, the sort of children I've got is roofers, masons, like stonemason's son I've got, one who's studying law, another one who's at university studying environmental stuff. And I've also got a fireman, you know, a daughter that works in child services. So you can see my kids are not bad people, but I've had people going into the real world trying to dox them, malign them. I've had people running around with my mother's photo. I've had people writing to my neighbours claiming that I'm a sex trafficker. I've had fake police reports, been arrested twice, and then no further action. Yeah, I've had the lot. Plus the racism at my husband and the racism at me. So,
person that we won't name.
Yeah, I'm not going to give names of anybody. I can't be bothered going into the details anymore. But yeah, basically, and that's only half of it. I also had my name and address.
Legal stuff, did they?
Yeah, I've also had my name and address put in jihadi groups. I've had my name and address put in extreme right circles, telling people to come after me. And yeah, so it's mental. Plus, then I have people that are meant to be on. They say that they're on the same side, that they support Tommy, claiming I'm hope not hate. So I'm even, you know, it's mental what happens to people. Yeah.
Have you had more trouble from people that claim to be on our side than you have from the left, or would you say it's 50-50, or how would you put your experience?
I'd say it's 50-50, and I think it's because of that horseshoe at the top that work with each other. You know,
unbelievable though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just think you've got to admit that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you have people that are.
And the horseshoe is a massive part of it, but also I think as well.
Yeah, go on.
No, it's all right, Duke. Sorry, I'm working with a delay. Bear with. bear with me, but go on.
No, so I was saying, you know, that it is the horseshoe. You have the extreme right who are in bed with the extreme left and the Islamists. Then you have what I call blacktivists that are racist as well towards white people. They're the ones from the woke side who push the, you know, anti-white agenda as much as,
I like that.
yeah, as much as the thingy. And then of course you've got people that say that they're centre right, that aren't really centre right. They're a little bit more extreme, but they're more covert, who try to pretend that the people in the middle are the biggest racists, and that you have to deal with all that. So yeah, there's lots of targeting, and at the end of the day, all you can do is stay strong, stay with it, and just realise it doesn't matter if you've only got 5 viewers or 1 viewer. You know, you're doing your little bit. That's it. Let's get Tom. Just give me 1 minute,
Right.
because
Good advice. It's funny because I was saying,
just give me 1 minute.
Yeah,
I just want to turn something down on the cooker because I'm getting my tea ready for when he gets in. Hold on.
no problem at all. In the background, just bear with me, guys. There's something I'm just trying to do so I can show Jukes when she comes back. I don't know if it's going to work. Hang on a second, just bear with me.
Sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
No worries at all. Well, sorry, go on.
Yeah, no. So I'm making stew because when he comes home, he'll be cold. So I just needed to turn it down before it bubbled over. Yeah. So what's your experience? Go on, tell us.
So what have I missed? So I haven't seen your channel for. Oh, what's my experience with what?
Well, I've seen you recently. Whenever I catch you talking about how you feel a bit dejected, I would say is the word. You don't actually say that, but that's the sense that I get. That you feel a bit underappreciated. That you've been around a long time, and that no one seems to recognise. But I would say that I recognise you, and there's a lot of people that really do recognise that you've been around a long time and that you're a veteran. You did the filming of Rape of Britain, and I think that a lot of people that's been here a long time do recognise that, which is why I spent the other night explaining to people that I would like them to come over and support you and make you realise that, because I think a lot of people,
bless you.
I think a lot of people that came in and attacked you were not so a combination of different people, but I do know some names, and I think that they had ulterior motives. I think that they managed to successfully drag your channel down, and with so many competitors, you know, left you, and I just think it's disgusting. At the end of the day, you are still appreciated, and I hope you do know that.
I really appreciate that. And can I just ask you, before I give you an answer on that, can I just ask you, like, what some of those ulterior motives would be?
So I think that some of the people were people that had connections to Hope Not Hate. I think that was clearly worked out once we saw that there was an infiltration at Speaker's Corner with Steve Atheist, Mandy Mosley, and Simon Lord, that little group that were also connected to the other people that they often sat with, you know, and that led on to another connection with people that you've previously been in arguments with. I'm not saying that they're all Hope Not Hate agents, but I do think that there was that group. Then I think there was another group that of a lady and a gentleman. You probably can guess. I mean, I don't know if you've got a back bit here. Have you got a back bit? I could probably write the names in the back bit. Have you got no, you haven't got a private bit here, have you? Have you? That's main chat, isn't it? You don't have a private.
Yeah, there is
yeah, I can't
private, under private.
Yeah, I can't see that. Hold on, let me see.
You should have stream and private, unless it's not logged you in that to that part.
No, on here, it's just got chat, video, and settings. I wonder if the settings. But that would be
Okay, maybe I've got to add you a different way. Don't worry, it's fine. It's
yeah.
fine.
But I just think that you had several different groups of people that attacked you. Some because they were further right, some because they were in that horseshoe, and some because they had hope not hate connections. And I do think that people got jealous of you because you did the Rape of Britain and you got close to Tommy, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that was what really shocked me. Like when I was at 3,000 subs, they were pushing for me. When I hit 10,000, it was like they don't like winners, and they turned on me. When I heard I was working with Tommy, there was so many people that felt disjointed about it. I could feel it. It was tangible. But what I will say, jumping forward, because yeah, there was a lot of real bad attitudes coming my way towards that. I have felt disrespected. I felt that disrespect is palpable. What people don't realize is that a lot of these other channels got successful because they had Tommy on their show. I refused to do that. Now I realize maybe my own pride damaged me, but I didn't want to achieve it like that. So I had the opportunity to have Tommy on my show, but I didn't. And that seems to affect people quite a lot. Whether they do or whether they don't affects their future success. But what I also realized was that carrying that chip on my shoulder wasn't doing me any good either. And you've tried to tell me, Danny Roscoe tried to tell me, Vindicator tried to tell me, people are asking about you all the time. I was like, bullshit. And they've proven to me over time that people are asking about it. I just sometimes don't even hear it because I'm tuned into what I'm doing. And people have been asking about Zero News. When the Zero News name came back, people were remembering it. And I realized, like, I've been sold a bunch of lies by a whole group of people that I've bought into. And so, yeah, okay, things have happened to my channel and stuff. But even so, I sort of bought into these lies and then let them get to me. And like you said, I sort of was getting dejected and being like, what's the point making the effort, all that kind of stuff. And then I think just having some validation from people that they saw the same blocking as I did, hearing from you that you know, like you've seen these people go out to try and sort of ruin me, and just seeing for myself, like, I don't know if you saw, but I showed that I am probably one of the most censored people in the movement in terms of AI and other things. I'm censored from it. But believe it or not, rather than having a chip on my shoulder, that's made me go, oh, you're not being paranoid. Oh, you're not trying to blame other people for what is actually your, you know, because I'm worried about doing that as well. So that's made me go, right, you're doing all right on Getter, you're doing all right on other platforms, perhaps reopen a YouTube channel, and I'm feeling pretty good about it now. So my experience now is all right. I mean, in the past, I've had family details leaked out. Yeah, all kinds of things that I don't want to kind of remind people too much about now. All kinds of things.
Yeah,
It stemmed right back.
heavy trolling.
Even
I've
to when
seen that.
when I first started doing the podcast, and next girlfriend mine split up with me. She was a therapist who should know better, and she went and told all the girls and didn't tell me that I was an abuser, and I knew nothing about this until 4 years later. When one of the girls stepped up, a lot of the girls that are on your channel now, one of them stepped up and finally asked me about it. And I was like, what? Tell me about it. And they told me all about it. I was like, oh my God. And it was like amazing the amount of people that had it in for me right from the very start. And yet were too afraid to say any of these things in like a public setting where I could defend myself because it was so easily defendable. So, and then when I started working with Tommy, it was like people felt like if I had any secrets, they deserved to know those secrets, even though those secrets were exactly what enabled us to do our work, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, I definitely did feel there was a concentrated effort to try to take me down at the end of it. But now I've got to look at it as flattery, haven't I? I've got to look at it as flattery that I was obviously doing something right in order for them to want to take me down so bad, you know?
Yeah, look, I think that sometimes people lose sight of the bigger picture, right? I know that a lot of people feel that they put into Tommy and it doesn't always get recognised, but I think that Tommy is such a busy man that he does recognise people, but he has to constantly be on the move to make sure that the message gets out. And the further you down the rankings you go with people that help out and have like positions, no matter how big or small, there's always going to be the people that can't do, that will drag down the others, sit in little groups, troll, tell lies, pass info on people, spy on each other. It's a bit of like the crabs in the barrel mentality. And I think that you have to be resilient. If I had one criticism for you, Tom, and I will say this, and I mean it with genuine constructiveness, you need to be more consistent, stay consistent, and learn the people that you can trust, people like me, Danny Roscoe, you know, people that you can really trust, who's not going to go out of their way to share whatever chats you have. Really trust, it's not going to go out of their way to share whatever chats you have.
I agree. In fact, I've made that very transition in terms of, so let's do the second part first. In terms of the people I can trust and stuff like that, I don't talk about this very publicly, but I have transitioned away from groups and into individuals. No more identity politics. I've gone into individuals like yourself, Finn, Danny Roscoe, and others I won't mention because I won't let people drag their names down. But yeah, and that's been the case. And the consistency thing, that's more difficult. So that has been directly controlled by physical and mental illness. So it's like I get going, then I get stopped again. I get going, then I get stopped again. Obviously, the answer may be batch recording, but it's just been a constant fight. But I agree with you. The consistency, if I could say, I'll see you 9 a.m. every Monday, the difference it would have made in my channel will be 3 times as big as it is now years ago. Not being able to do that has been a big problem. And I agree with you 100%. 100% on that.
Okay, so I'll give you a couple of suggestions that maybe you want to use. You don't have to take my advice, but sometimes somebody can hit on an idea. When you're in one of your moods where you've got so many things clouding your judgment, so many points and topics, yeah, that are floating in your head, get a bit of paper, write all those topics down, yeah? Do a video for each of those topics separately, even if they all sort of like co-join, and then put them out once a week. And then you've got a steady amount of information going out. And in between, if you feel something relevant happens, then you can just do an impromptu live stream. You understand?
I agree. What I've been doing is like going from, I've been sort of doing stuff like spontaneously, but like you said, then I look back and think that would have all been better put together as a actual podcast. Sometimes, don't get me wrong, sometimes when I try and put those videos together, I go, they're all shit, but I've got to stop doing that. But I think that's actually constructive criticism and something that I've sort of semi-been aware of, but having someone actually say it and bring it back up again, it kind of makes me, as I said, now I know this is working. I was trying to sit and plan some things out anyway. I think it's a great idea. And like you say, then do a live stream to back up if I want to, if I want to have guests on or whatever else.
And another technique for somebody that you can use is think of the people that you're most interested in and the top 20 questions that you would ask them, and then ask yourselves them and do a podcast. Do you understand what I mean? So if you meet somebody, you might ask them what got you into the movement? What was your greatest achievement that you feel that you've done? What was the best thing that you've ever experienced? What was the best rally you went to? What is the differences between the rallies? What is the differences between the protests? What's it like being on the other side filming stuff? Have you ever been put in a dangerous situation? What equipment do you use? All these things, Tom, you could do on separate podcasts.
So you feel people will want to know this kind of stuff from me?
Yeah, I do. I think that you like sharing yourself, and I think that if you do it in a more constructive way, that would be your niche. Because you've been around from the beginning. What are the differences you've seen between the people coming into the movement? You know, what do you feel?
Oh, massive.
You know,
Massive. And
exactly. You know, you can even talk about the different factions.
sorry, do I feel what? Sorry.
I said you could even talk about the different factions that have come into the movement that you've seen come and go. I mean, for example, you shouldn't have to hide or shy away from the fact that we've seen people come from BNP, we've seen people ex-BNP, we've seen people that are Britain First, who are still there, some come, some leave, that we've seen people come over from the left, go back to the left, who are obviously insurgents. We've seen people that are antagonistics. You know, we've seen, you could talk about all these different groups. You could talk about the extremist groups, you know, PA, other groups, and you know, and explain to people, because what we have got at the moment, Tom, is new blood, lots of it coming in, and they don't understand all these people.
Yes.
They don't understand these people.
Yes. Sorry, continue, Juice.
Yeah, so what I'm saying to you is that all of these things you can write down, and with somebody like you that's very philosophical, you can find your own words, not other people's words, your own words to describe from your point of view what was going on. It doesn't always have to be negative. It does, you know, you can do it in a constructive way. You can sit there and say that you feel that these were problems. This is how I learned to overcome them, and this is what I see. And whilst we want unity, you don't even have to name individuals. You can just talk about the groups as a collective, the kind of not profiles is the word I'm looking for. You can talk about the profiles of these kind of different individuals. And you're very good at animations and stuff. You can do that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, and I can do some good satire if I was to put my mind to it. And I think as well, I mean, the one thing I always wanted people to know was, like, I'm up against it physically, I'm up against it mentally. On paper, this doesn't go my way. And yet I've had quite a large amount of success, and I've done every job in this movement. And I kind of want to make it not a horrible message, but a nice message to say to people, if I can do it, so can you. Don't make excuses, you know? Because when you've got an issue or a problem, you tend to do what I do, and that's blame yourself and think that you'll never get anywhere. And actually, these problems can be fuel to get you doing stuff, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You need to find your niche, because you have definitely.
Yeah, I think there's something to that.
You know, and don't allow people. And the other thing I would say is, and you probably know this already now because you're more old hat than I am, but when you start getting the negative people coming in, just chuck them out. I have them crying all the time. Oh, you've blocked me. You've blocked me. Yeah, I am going to block you. I believe in free speech, but I'm not stopping your speech. You've got your own channels. You've got other channels to go and slag me off on. You don't need to do it in my presence, and I haven't got to give you the room to come up and do it to my face. You know, who the hell do you think you are? Some of these people think that they have the right to hate you, and you're not supposed to complain. You're not supposed to take any action against them. Well, I don't believe in that kind of action. I believe that there should be disciplined individuals, and it's about time that we actually started punishing these people for their stupidity.
And it's true, like what you said is something I never used to think about, but it's like, one, we don't have our own free speech anyway, but two, it's like, hang on a minute, you have just the same ability as me to go and start your own channel. Go and say your horrible shit on your own channel. You don't need to come on mine and say it. And that's the bit I didn't click to before. And you're absolutely right. It's like, no, I don't have to have you on here saying anything. Like, but there is an entitlement with certain people. We've had it just recently. There's this guy saying, you don't believe in free speech on your channel just because we don't want him on the channel speaking shit. It's like, look, free speech isn't mine on YouTube anyway. And so if I want to get rid of you just because I don't like you, that's up to me. You know?
Yeah. Well, as I would say, Tom, you know, there's a different.
Stop worrying about this.
Some
major
people have got a different idea of what free speech is. You know, that some people who try to come and talk on my channel, it's not free speech. It's just verbal diarrhea, and you can fuck off and wipe your mouth with a bit of toilet roll. Sorry for my language. I don't want to listen to it. I don't want to listen to people coming on when they've got a little channel, and don't get me wrong, an unsuccessful little channel, because all they are is full of vitriol. I'm all for supporting people on the way up, but when you're somebody that's been around for 8 years, you literally have got sort of like no more than 300 viewers. You've been around 8 years. And your excuse is, oh, well, I've had 100 channels. Well, listen, I've had channels taken off me,
like that.
and they've subbed right back over. So I don't want to hear that excuse no more. If you're so successful, show me how to do it, and then I might uphold you and promote you and say, actually, I like this channel. But they don't. They want to sit there moaning about everybody else and constantly putting you down whilst they're sitting on your channel. Don't have it no more.
And they're on your channel trying to get the bit of success on there because they know they're not getting their own.
Yeah, I had one individual. I have to laugh at this, right? Because I have got a funny sense of humour. I've got a dark sense of humour. But I had one individual that was trolling me for ages, years, still is, that wanted to come onto my channel to tell my audience not to trust me, not to listen to me, not to do anything with me. And I said, so what was the point of you coming up here? Was it just to sort of like speak to my audience? He said, yeah. I said, for what ends? So they stopped listening to me? He said, yeah. I said, well, I think I've been very magnanimous. Now you can fuck off. And I blocked them. And now they're still crying. How many people do you know would allow someone up?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. There's something similar recently, but I don't want to say names because it emboldens them to try again. But yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. And the thing is, sometimes when you let these people on once, they think that means they're part of your show now. They really do. It's like, well, I've got a right to be on now. But no,
yeah, but you need to be a bit more confident. Be like AY.
Crazy.
AY tells people this is the AY show. Yeah, it's all about me. And that's what you need. You need to be the same. This is my show. I'm doing it my way.
I've tried to tell people I can be a baby face. I can be a baby face and I can be a heel. And I've just said, you may not like me when I'm a heel, because if I'm the bad guy, I'm going to be fucking getting rid of people left, right, and center and laughing about it. And like I say, you've got to decide if they want that side of me to come out, because I will enjoy it, but I don't know if anybody else will.
Tom, listen.
But, I can be a bastard when I want to be, believe me.
Yeah, no, I know there is. I know there's that side to you. I've seen you go into a rant before. And I actually, there was one rant where I thought, you fucking talking about me? I remember that. And then I re-listened to it and I was like, no, he's not talking about me. I know who he's talking about. But, whatchamacallit?
But that a few times with people, actually, they thought I was talking about them.
Yeah.
And it caught me off, like, totally off guard. Sorry, go on.
But yeah, no, that's what I find. And I really think that you've still got a lot to offer, you know, and it's just you structuring yourself. And I know that like you say, you've got other issues going on and that with your own self. But there is ways around it. I mean, you have got to be one of the sanest, and don't take this the wrong way, one of the sanest mental cases I've ever known. You know, all the others on here who claim they've got mental health, there's a lot of them that are literally cuckoo. You know. And I know mental health doesn't
Strange,
always,
because I know that I'm not like anybody else, and I don't mean that in a like an ego way, but at the same time, I know I also retain enough normality that I can relate to absolutely everybody, and they, or more importantly, they can relate to me and the things that I say. So that's been really, really important. Whereas there are some people that are just cow cuckooes. So I'm aware of that. So what I will say is the chip's sort of gone from my shoulder. And I'm networking with good people, which, you know, from conversations like this, I'm starting to realize the things that I need to do and the things that I don't need to do. So things are moving in the right direction. I'm not feeling so slighted and disrespected. And do you know what? If people do want to disrespect me from this point forward, that's on them, because I have got a lot to offer, a lot of experience to offer. People can either use it or they can lose it. That's completely on them. All I can do is the best I can. And I seem to be having a genuinely positive response. Even if the numbers aren't huge, the response seems to be quite positive to the extra effort I'm putting in. So I'm all for that, you know? I work hard, people are rewarding it with their time. I'm okay with that.
yeah. I think that you'll get there. I think that you
Don't
just
get me wrong, still a lot of improvements to make, but I'm working on it, you know?
Yeah, but you don't understand. One of your qualities is that you are just real. You're just an ordinary citizen, and don't take that offensively, but you're just an ordinary citizen who sees things that are going wrong with limited means, like most of us, trying to do the best that you can to get news out there, and, you know, with real life issues. And those people are more genuine than these pretentious people who just go out, manage to buy a load of equipment because they're loaded, who just want to muscle in, and then 5 minutes later down the road, they're gone because they think they can do it better. Don't worry about that. You've got your own style. You've got your own, like I tell my audience, yeah, when people come along to troll me, get your own swagger, yeah? That's it. Get your own swagger. Stop trying to nick mine. Yeah, and that's what you need to remember.
You've been waiting to tell me this stuff for a while, haven't you?
Well, I have been trying to get on and not catching your fucking streams, and I've been hearing you sort of like, and I'm like, no, you're allowing the demons to drag you down. What you got to remember is you need to stand on them demons so that you can get over the wall.
Forget a moment during a live stream where I opened up and I admitted that there was I don't want to go into it now, but there was a person that stripped me of my confidence, which didn't help. But in opening up and admitting that was really useful. So if you think I've got people like yourself, Danny Roscoe, Vindicator Strikes Back, plus the dose of the truth and stuff like that, it's really, really over the course, I'd say the last 7 months, it's taken me from and I'm just going to be honest about myself. It's taken me as victim with a chip on his shoulder to someone who's beginning to use it all as fuel to do something better, and realizing that what I put in is what I get out, and it's on me, you know, and it's not for me to keep blaming other people, regardless of whether I'm right or wrong. That's not going to fix the problem. The only thing that's going to fix the problem is me getting off my ass, you know?
Yeah, I agree. But also, don't give more than you're willing to give and then blame others because they don't recognise it. You know? Because we've always got to remember, us people, that even if we do stand up, we were the ones that chose to stand up. You know? I think a lot of people forget that as well, and they start thinking, oh, well, it's cost me money to go here and it's cost me money to go there. And don't get me wrong, I think every one of you people that go to the protests deserve an audience that are going to donate. I really do. I'm not one of these that's a pocket watcher. But I also think if you don't get you know, we're all working class. Just remember that the people that support us, you know, their pockets are only so big as well. You know.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. Like genuine moral support is worth more than money. Genuine, what's the word? Genuine encouragement is worth more than money because it enables you to find other ways of doing things. But I think the time in the past when it used to really make me feel trapped is when people used to say, "Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? You should be doing this." And then I think, but I can't, I haven't got the money. And that was the time it used to screw me up. Now, whatever. But for a while, that really used to screw my head up. So I used to think, how can you demand that I do something that you know I haven't got the money for, you know? But now it's like...
Yeah, but it depends who's demanding. If it's your audience, let them get out and do it. You know, they shouldn't be dictating to you. They should be coming to watch you because they enjoy listening to you. And if they're a hater, they're giving you a sub. Who gives a shit? You know, at the end of the day, you can sub, you can sit there, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to listen to you. You can be timed out. I've got really good mods that I just say, look, listen, anyone coming in abusive, anyone undermining me, anyone doxing addresses, just time them out. Do it for 5 minutes if you like. Frustrate them and play with them. Do what you like. And when you get people complaining, just say, well, I've given that power to the mods. You know?
Yeah, right. I mean, that's pretty much what I've done. I know I can turn my back, and I've got like the best people there who can just handle stuff. And if any, like I've had it in the past where people try to say, "Oh, your mod did this, your mod did that." Don't give a shit. They got my full trust, so whatever they did was fine. You know.
See, at least you're lucky. I've got an audience, and I appreciate them all. I love all my audience, right? But I've got a top-heavy woman audience. You don't seem to have that. With me, I do. So quite often I have bickering going on that I have to sort out in the chat. I have to stop my show. I have a top-heavy female audience where quite often I have to stop whatever I'm talking about to say, can you two take your argument elsewhere? You know, I want you both to be listening to what I'm talking about because it's important.
It is a channel to channel thing though, isn't it? They get their arguments, and I think this is people who are the serial YouTube watchers. So they'll go from my channel to your channel to someone else we know to someone else we don't, and they try and keep their conversations going. It's quite disrespectful. Keep their conversations going between channels. But I didn't know it was a kind of woman thing. You're saying you've noticed it's definitely more of a female thing.
Yeah, it's more. Yeah, it's more females. Yeah, more females. And normally because but the men can be just as bad. But when it's the men are more spiteful. The women just bicker at each other, but the men are more spiteful and insidious in the way that they do it. And for me, I think
that's the thing about them. When they decide to be bitches, they're really bitches.
Yeah, yeah. But for me, you see, Tom, I'm someone that talks to everybody, right? And I always have been. From the Reverend Simon Sideways, you know, right down to people within Tommy's movement, a lot of those people. But even ethno-nats, I'm not an ethno-nat, but I do talk to ethno-nats because some of them I actually believe are not actually extreme. Because when you actually drill down talking to them, they see a lot of the problems that we see. They're not actually racist. They just want the immigration reduced. They don't have a problem with people coming into the country if they're coming through legal means, even though they want that reduced as well. Some say, well, we should just shut the borders for 5 years and then sort out the problems in here, which, by the way, I go along with. And yet I'm not an ethno-nationalist. And I speak to everyone right across the board, and I get too many factions saying, oh, you can't talk to this one and you can't talk to that one because it's meant to be a lefty, and this one's got a rumour it's hope not hate. Well, I don't care.
By association.
Yeah, I don't care. You know, I don't care. I want to talk to all these people because all different
You've
people
got to be like
have
that
got different
because the next thing
ideas.
they're Flavour of the Month, you can't win. What I found out with the FNAPs as well is like our movement is a bit of an echo chamber in that, like, when Mark Collette came along, people thought that was the FNAP movement. It's like, no, the FNAPs are a huge movement that goes across Europe, and there is a whole rainbow of beliefs that sit underneath the umbrella term.
Yeah.
And you'll find that no two FNAPs will agree on everything the same.
Yeah.
So it's a very, very large umbrella, and people will be very, very surprised at the amount of FNAPs that are actually in our movement, talking to them every day.
And that's why I pick individuals that I like talking to, and I pick the real ones. And you know, people think that because they see me talking to loads of idiots sometimes on my channels, because I do allow the trolls sometimes to have 5 minutes or whatever, that I can't discern anything, because I don't always let people know what I'm thinking, which is quite bizarre. I love it when they're going, no, you need to shut that person down. And I'm thinking, no, I don't. I want to hear what they've got to say, if you don't mind. This is my panel. I don't have to scream abuse at them. I want to listen first.
Yeah.
You know, and all of the rest of the stuff. But now I do it my way. And if you don't like it,
they make a mistake.
yeah, if you don't like it, you don't have to listen to me. You know, some days I have 52 in there listening. Other days I have 150. And also it depends on your time of day as well. I haven't got the time to be sitting there working out when is the best time, the most calculative time for me to get the best viewers and stuff. All that feeds into it.
You've been pulling
For me,
fantastic numbers.
you know, for me, I just do what I do. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And away from the channel, I talk to a lot of people in real life that are decent, you know, that I hand select, that I think are real people. And you know that because you're one of them. Not as often as I would like with some people, but I've got that connection there. And
same here.
You know, and that's all that matters to me. When they put all this shit out about me, they do all their trolling, they make up their stories, they cut things, they do this, or even when I fucking let me be honest, some of them I've had to lie to just to see how trustworthy they are. But you know, I mean, I've got a situation a bit similar to that going on at the moment where people have exaggerated and stuff. But at the end of the day, people who know me, and that's it. You know, I've got no problem being 100% truthful with real people in the real world. But when it comes to on here, you've got to play the game, and you've got to play the game with some of the idiots. And they don't like it because I always play chess and they're always still playing checkers. You know, some of them are even playing fucking Connect 4, for fuck's sake. And I'd even go as far as to say some are playing I Spy. You know?
Yeah. But you've done a good job though of retaining who you are and the channel's purpose and integrity. I mean, normally when anybody's doing something for so long, something gets lost or taken. Somehow you've managed to keep the core of what you do, but you've improved on it by improving yourself as a person as well. It's not easy. A lot of people get lost, and you haven't tried to aim too big. You haven't tried to conquer the world. You've just done your thing, and it's worked.
Well, do you know what it is, Tom, right? I'm realistic. I'm 57, right? I know to some people that come on these shows, that's not old, but it's not young. I'm not a spring chicken, right? So I haven't got the energy to be bouncing about to every protest. I wouldn't be able to be doing auditing, like, for example, or what you do, right? I haven't got the energy for that. So I pick what protests I go to. Now, I know that the person that got most persecuted, the person that has been real, even if I don't agree with 100% absolutely of everything that he does, is Tommy Robinson. So that's where I tend to spend a lot of my time putting my input in for his rallies, etc., etc., etc. But at the same time, I like new blood. I like to hear new opinions. I like to hear varied opinions. and I like to give my opinions, and sometimes I'm wrong, you know. But I know that I'm not a leader. Well, how can I put it? I can give other people confidence, but I don't really want to lead anybody. I don't want that level of responsibility, right? And it does take a lot of responsibility to do that. It does. It really does.
I always look at myself as being a lower tier leader. So I'm kind of the guy that can maybe motivate you or maybe give you information, but I'm not the kind of guy that's going to be able to give you tactics and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, just because you hear someone out doesn't mean that you agree with what they say. So, and I spend a lot of my time actually in a funny kind of way, psychoanalyzing situations and explaining to people. What I would actually say is helping people grow up. Yeah. There's a lot of immature people, and I even realised that in some areas I was quite immature. You know, I found a lot of it a learning curve for me as well.
Me too. Me too.
You know, I mean, in the beginning when I didn't...
9-year-old this year, and I had to sit and look at my life and think, sorry, Bob?
No, I was going to say, you know, in the beginning, I was somebody that would kind of rant and rave back a lot more often than I do now. And now I've learned that to pick and choose my battles. And I've got a wicked sense of humour as well. Sometimes I like to go and poke people that I think deserve a poke because they're cunts, basically.
Yeah.
Get exactly the reaction I think I'm going to get, and then show them up for it.
Too. The animation is for,
you know. But I mean, I value it. I do sincerely value.
Some people need a poke, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Obviously, you know. Just remember, we're not victims. I'm not a victim. You're not a victim. Nobody makes me a victim. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, no one. I won't allow it.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you've done. You've done.
And that's really actually important. It's not. Sorry, Jeeves.
No, go on. I want to listen to you. Go on.
I just to say that I'm trying to remember what I was going to say now. I can't remember what we were saying now. No, it's gone. It's gone, Jeeps. Instead, I'm going to see. Hang on a second. Bear with me. Right, let's have a look. See what you think of this. Right, I've thrown in some random words. Okay, so this is not very well thought out. I'm about to do this while we're talking. So let's see if I can even get it to work. Just bear with me, everybody. Find where oh, there it is. Okay, easy to find. So I want to share audio, and then go to my desktop. Right. So this is just a basic idea of what it might sound like to deep fake you. Ready?
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
What's up? It's a free fucking country, innit? People are idiots.
Can you hear that?
But I am the shit. I am no spring chicken, but I am an excellent madam. Now fuck off. To go on camera. All right? I don't do drama, which is why I'm opening the show starting tomorrow. The Drama Hour. And for your info, I don't use a camera cause I'm trying to run a brothel. What's up? Fucking country, innit? People are idiots. But I am the shit. I am no spring chicken, but I am an excellent madam. Now fuck off. I'm not afraid to go on camera. All right?
Let me stop that.
I absolutely love it, Tom. And do you know what's brilliant now?
So that was done just what?
Do you know what,
really?
Yeah, I absolutely love it. And do you know what? You're now my alibi, mate.
Yeah. No, I didn't say that. That's Tom and his bloody AI again.
Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah.
Now that, and so the model was made a little while ago. Do you remember that day I come on a sample due, but I haven't used it. So I thought I'd type out a few things there. You can see it needs to be edited and stuff, but there's a lot of fun things that could be done there. I think with an animation, so that everybody knows it's fake. But I think there could be.
I think what you need to do actually is say that this is AI generated at the bottom somewhere. Otherwise, you will get idiots use it. Yeah, but
Yes.
yeah, yeah, fine. Look, anything that you want to make fun of me of, I've got a good sense of humour. I love laughing at myself. I found that absolutely hilarious, and I don't even. Do you know what? What you want to do is fucking, because even though I've lost 3 stone, right, I still need to lose a lot more. Do me as a big fat bird. Yeah, do it. Just do it. Seriously. I don't, honestly, I don't take myself serious like that. And I don't mind people having a laugh. Yeah. But make it a big, sexy fat bird, yeah? It's got to be a big, sexy fat bird, yeah?
All right. So I'm thinking maybe I'll do, like when you do those panels?
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe I'll do a recreation of one of your panel shows. And it's going to have loads of people talking at the same time.
Yeah, do it. Do a Danny Roscoe, do an AY, do it.
Okay.
And then put underneath, but make sure you put somewhere on here that it is AI generated.
Because you'll recognise, but
yeah.
Yeah,
because I don't need one. You know what I mean with
the good thing about it is a lot of it will be deep. Sorry, go on.
No, just to make sure that it does say AI like somewhere so they know that it is automated, because otherwise you'll get the fucking idiots that are so fucking simple with their inbreeding that they fucking don't understand that it's not real. You know what I mean? That it's not. Yeah, they'll run around like it's real. Yeah, they will.
You're right.
They will, honestly. The little inbreds. And before people think I'm being racist, we've got white inbreds as well, for fuck's sake, that run around this country. Yeah. You know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah. It don't matter where. They just dumb people come out of the woodwork, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. People who have been dropped on their head and all sorts. Yeah. So... But yeah, no, definitely do it. I gave you permission.
Listen, I'm gonna. Okay.
I don't mind that. Do me as it is. I don't care.
I'll be honest with you. I was doing protests and stuff like that, and obviously they've got more to go. So this has all gone on the back burner. But I've been playing with it the last few days, so it'd be nice to do something funny and enjoyable like that. So
I'll tell you what I'd like. I'll tell you an idea that I'd like you to do.
We just have a bit of a laugh a bit.
Yeah, I'll tell you an idea that I'd like you to do. If you can do an animation of a load of people at a protest, then I'll suddenly come through the crowd and start mouthing off and lead the revolution. Do that one. Oi, what are you standing there for? Fucking motherfuckers, follow me. I've had a fucking enough of it now. It's about time we took it to the fucking Houses of Parliament. No, in fact, let's go and get that fucking big nose Sadiq Khan, the fucking midget. Come on. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So Bossy Dukes.
Yeah.
Bossy Dukes basically breaks the crowd like a wave, yeah?
Yeah.
And starts dishing orders, and I will remember from that.
Yeah. I've been pointing at some really fit. I've been pointing at some really fit women who are swooning over Tommy, and I go to them, oi, groupies, fucking stop worrying about that. We need to fucking save our country. You, over there, what are you doing? Fucking trying to give it the large. Fucking forget your muscles. If you ain't going to walk down there with me, you ain't nothing. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay. Okay.
Right. I'm giving you good
I think
ideas now, haven't I?
pull it
So
off in a microcosm, but we could pull it off. Yeah, definitely.
yeah, all stereotyping.
You are, does this mean you're going to want royalties?
No, fuck's sake, I don't. I'm not worried about that.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Kidding.
So I've given you some good ideas
Anything,
today.
Actually, before anything else, please let people. You have, and I really do appreciate you coming on and speaking as well. Because I saw you on a stream the other day, and like literally as I was pressing end, I saw your name. I was like, I don't believe it. But I'm glad the studio is on today. I will fix this sound problem out. But is there any? Oh, by the way, could you tell people who may not be familiar where to find you?
So I've got Jupiter affiliated 22. I also have Dupe's Ascension, and one of those is a backup channel. I've got a secret backup channel that only 70 people know about, but I've got that one. But the main channel is Jupiter affiliated 22 is for all the trolls. Don't mess with my tutu. I know it's meant to be toot toot, but yeah, I'll change it. But yeah, do that. And you best make me laugh. And when you've got it done,
if you've got a problem or whatever else,
yeah, exactly. And when you get it done, come over to me with it, and I'll play it on my show just to get it out there.
All right. Deal.
All right then. I'm going to go now anyway, Tom.
It's a surprise from you. I'm not going to let you know what's in it. It's going to be a surprise. Yeah. So.
Yes. I'm counting.
I was going to wrap up anyway, Duke. So I just want to say thanks for coming on today. Sorry about the delay, but I do appreciate it.
That's all right. And I hope you're cheering up and you can see the sunny side up now. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Things are on the up now. Things are on the up.
Yeah, they are. The pushback begins here. Don't you ever forget it. All right. Take care. I'll speak to you later. Bye, chat. Don't forget to sub and like.
I get by with a little help from my friends. Cheers, Dukes.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.
Thank you. And same for Jupiter. Please go over to her channel. Please go give her a like, subscribe, and follow her. Thank you very much for that, mate. She is really, really cool. And she's had my back for a very long time. She's had no reason to other than, we get on. But that's nice. And like I've said to you before, Danny Roscoe, the Vindicator Strikes Back, all these people, it's not some kind of alliance we've set up. These are just people I've individually come across friendships with. In Danny Roscoe's case, Jupiter's case from years back. Vindicator I knew years back, but then we spent years not knowing each other. But the point of it is they're all organic friendships, create relationships, and they're all brilliant people, tried and tested, I suppose is the way I'm trying to put it. And Jupiter was right about some of the things she brought up there, but I'm also happy to say that that chip that was on my shoulder, that she was definitely right, that was there, has been gradually chipped away at recently. So yeah, I do feel like we're moving forward now. I really do. And I hope that you guys are seeing that in the content that we're creating. If not, leave. No, I'm kidding. If not, we'll keep working on it. But as I said, there's going to be some info with whatever channel we prioritize in the future. But for most of you, it's not going to affect your viewing experience, other than things are just going to get better. So anyway, I'm going to get off here because I've been on more time. What was it? How long has it been? 2 hours and 14 minutes. It's supposed to be a test stream for about half an hour. So I'm going to get off now. As I've got to go and get my dog. But thank you all so much for giving me your time. Love you all lots and lots and lots. And enjoy the outro if it works. And we'll catch up any comments I missed later on. I am Tom Fury. This is Zero News, and I'm looking for the end button and trying not to show it. And I'm calling it a day for now. Take care, everybody.